Viewers, and welcome to Lesson 8, Working Effectively in a Team. Objectives. What is a team? What is an effective team? What are the qualities of a team member? Individual responsibility, dissatisfaction, poor management, personality clashes, grievance, procedure. Teamwork. A team is a group of people that work together to achieve an objective in a defined way. Another way of defining it could be a team is greater than the sum of its parts. So each team member has individual qualities, but in a team, each team member may be doing what they're good at. So then everyone can work together in a way which is greater than if they were to do the work themselves. An effective team. An effective team is a team that has an experienced and respected leader. So teams always need a leader. They need someone to share out the work and recognise people's qualities and give out the work in a way that is beneficial to everyone. A shared and common purpose, motivation, people enjoy working in a team, clear roles and responsibilities, good channels of communication, shared values, complementary skills and abilities, help and support, creative and group problem solving. So for example, the leader should have good problem solving skills, because team members will often come to them with problems and they will need to resolve these. So often a team leader will have good problem solving skills. Individual responsibility. So this is what is good. A good team member would have: be committed to work of the team, understand your own role within the team, take responsibility for what each individual does, assume joint responsibility for the work of the team. So if you're working in a team, you assume that what everyone does is your responsibility. Work to the schedules of an established team, meet the deadlines, or it can cause knock-on problems for the rest of the team. Ideal qualities of a team member: be pleasant and polite to other team members. For example, if you need a piece of work very quickly, what you need to do is to do it in a diplomatic way rather than a threatening way, or a way which says that you're annoyed. Because if you show that to another person, then they would also become annoyed with the way that you spoke to them. So then it can become a quite negative spiral very quickly. So it's always important to be diplomatic in your workplace and to be patient, I think, as well. Patience will mean that obviously you need things when you need them, but if you communicate in a way that is patient, then people will appreciate that. Be prepared to cooperate even if you disagree with some of the points. Respect the opinion of others and be prepared to listen. Ask others if they need help and help others when necessary. Avoid backbiting and criticising the leader behind his back. So these are the ideal qualities of team members. Dissatisfaction. So dissatisfaction in the workplace can be caused by a number of issues: poor work conditions, poor physical working conditions, disorganised office, uncomfortable chairs, lack of ventilation, for example. Also untidiness. Untidiness can cause problems for other people. Certain people may become annoyed by an untidy office, whereas other people, they may be used to working in an untidy way. So yeah, this can cause problems. Psychological pressures. Bullying. Bullying can obviously devastate certain people. The reasons behind bullying are complex and sometimes cultural. Cultural differences also between different areas of working. Maybe like in France, they have less hours in the working week compared to London. So these are different kind of cultural differences. They can cause problems when new people move offices, for example. Poor management. A manager who does not exert sufficient control cannot communicate effectively. A dictatorial manager is one who's a control freak and doesn't allow team members to control their own tasks. So these are different kind of management styles which can cause problems in the workplace. We've all had poor managers, and there's some managers that they need to know what every employee is doing all the time. That's called a control freak. There's others who don't communicate and maybe do their own role, and well, that's not effective for teamwork. different working styles. An employee that moves from an informal office to a formal one, obviously if they've been used to working informally and then suddenly they have to work formally, it can cause problems. Or maybe the other way around as well, if they've moved from an informal office where they've been given tasks to do and these tasks are reviewed and checked and given new tasks, and then suddenly they work from an informal office where they need to do think on their own and manage their own workload, it can be a problem as well. Moving toward hot desking away from personal space. So hot desking is where employees share a desk. So maybe one employee comes in and uses the desk in the morning, and one maybe uses it in the afternoon. All employees are moving more towards hot desking. So in order to save space, so each employee doesn't have their own space but share it. It's becoming more common because spaces are at premium, especially in London. So people are using this kind of tactics. Personality clashes. So personality clashes can cause problems where people have different kind of personalities. They don't get along. It can cause problems for the team and for the individual. Sorting dissatisfaction by yourself. So you can sort out dissatisfaction by yourself. If you're not satisfied with something, for example, an untidy office, you can tidy it yourself. Talking it over with the problem with the colleague. So talking over the problem with the colleague. If your problem is with the colleague, then obviously you can talk it over. If not, you can maybe get ideas about solving the problem. For example, the untidy office, you may they may solve a rota, for example, may produce a rota, sorry. By referring it to the line manager. Line manager is often good at problem solving, so referring it could go a way to solving the problem. Example problems. She's always texting her boyfriend. We've always worked with someone who's always constantly on their phone. This is a problem in the workplace, and people should stay off their phones in the workplace really, unless it's to do work. He works too slow. We've had him work with people that their productivity is quite low. It can cause problems for other people. He's insulting me. We've had people that are rude in the office and or around the workplace. Often when they need something quite quickly, they don't always realise that they are quite rude. But yeah, it can cause problems because when people are upset, it can cause problems in their own work. So if you upset someone, then that person could obviously have problems in their own work. Observing others, are they having the same problems? So other people may have similar problems to you. Talking it over with other team members of the team. Do they share the same views, or maybe they don't? Talking to the person involved, do they realise that they're causing problems? If the problem is more serious, then a grievance procedure may be followed. So a grievance procedure is normally referred to the line manager. The line manager will take notes, set kind of targets, and review those targets. If they think they can sort out the problem, and if the problems continue, then more action may be taken against the employee, such as warnings, etc., etc. Okay, thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next lesson.